So this is a new action comedy romance film starring Ke Huy Quan, who is a real estate not developer, a realtor, and he's like top salesman. Everyone loves him. He always shows up with cookies, very successful. And then it's very quickly revealed that he is or used to be a master assassin. He started a new life. It started over, wants to leave that life behind, but of course in these things it's impossible to completely walk away. His old partner resurfaces with an ominous message, saying that, I'm coming to get you. Other people are involved, and it's a whole like, you double crossed my brother, you stole from him. His older brother was kind of chief assassin as well. The plot is kind of inconsequential. This was made by the same people who made Bullet Train from a couple years ago. The action is what really works in this movie. The action is top notch. It's incredible. It's really violent. It is a rated R movie, but it's a lot of fun. It's really entertaining. Unfortunately, the plot elements that hold everything together don't really work. It's very cliche. It's very ham-fisted. We do have some other fun characters. Ariana Debose, Oscar winner Ariana Debose, is in this, along with Marshawn Lynch, who's credited as Marshawn Beast Mode Lynch in the credits, and he yells Beast Mode. That's part of his brand. He, of course, is a former NFL player, made famous by the "I'm only here so I don't get fined" quote. So it was fine. It's not very long. It's only 82 minutes. It's just a little paint by number, a little cliche, but the action really works.
Currently, Love Hurts is standing at an 18% certified rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. Too harsh? What do you think? Like, what is going on? It can't be that bad, right? I mean, everybody wants Ke Huy Quan to be in a sick movie. Everybody wants my man to have his moment, I think. So what's going on? What doesn't work here?
Again, it's the plot elements. This former assassin turned realtor. It's funny, but just the relationships between the characters don't really work. They're not convincing. The plot's just real generic, and it's not. Like I got a little bored, and it's an 80-minute movie, so that doesn't bode well for it. Like I said, the action stuff is what's top notch. You got some martial arts stuff, you got some gun fu, you got some knife fights and things like that. People getting thrown through windows and doors and all that, fun stuff, martial arts. That's what works well in this movie.
Yeah, and it makes sense. Director Jonathan Eusebio not only has done a ton of stunt work, which is I'm sure where he met Ke Huy Quan, because he's done a lot of stunt work as well. He was a second unit director on a number of features that we've talked about on this show: Violent Night, Birds of Prey, Deadpool 2, Beta Furious. While this is his first big feature, like, clearly action is the thing this guy does well. It doesn't look like there's any problems there, but it is a bummer that you're losing it in the character performances, right? Fortunately, you got big talent. Like around Ke Huy Quan, you got Ariana Debose, right? Who's a big deal. Marshawn Lynch, who we loved in Bottoms. So the last time I saw him, he's great as a teacher in that. Like, no complaints about either of those guys. But it's a quick movie, right? It's less than 90 minutes. Like, how's the pace? It's got to be moving quick.
Like I said, the action stuff is great. It does kind of get bogged down in the exposition scenes, and it's just kind of that's where it kind of turns a little bit into a snooze fest.
How's the comedy? Is it funny? Good laugh?
It's some good jokes, some visual gags, some other jokes. Sean Astin's also he's like the boss of Ke Huy Quan, and he's got this not Southern Texas accent. He's got a cowboy hat on the film. The jokes are okay. Like I said, the action is the bread and butter of this movie.
I want to know about the Valentine's connection, because there's a lot of that all over the marketing, right? A lot of the like sweetheart candies, and at one point I see Ke Huy Quan's wearing like a Valentine shirt. Like, I'm guessing that's what's going on in the movie. It's around the 14th, I'm assuming, because there seems to be a lot of theming.
It is that, and also his ex-partner, who is played by Ariana Debose, is the one she's kind of sending these ominous letters to, or Valentine's to people, being like, "Love hurts," or like, "I'm coming for you." These sorts of things. Also, there's a very unconvincing B plot where Ke Huy Quan's co-worker gets involved with one of these assassins romantically, and it's real cheesy. Like, I mean, maybe it works as a date movie. I feel like your girlfriend might be mad at you if you take her to see this, because it's not, again, the romance is real light.
Right. It's romance secondary
adjacent.
Or thirdly. Right. Yeah. It's mostly action and comedy that you're coming for. Gosh, I want to ask about soundtrack, but I don't know if there's anything to ask that way. Is Ke Huy Quan get another lead feature after this? You think this is probably the one and done? I mean, my man's a great
I
supporting
mean,
actor. He's going to be in Goonies too, I'm sure.
yeah, I mean he's really good. He needs more work. I really hope he gets to doing more. This him and Ariana Debose too, both Oscar winners, and they're doing this like kind of B movie. So I hope he gets more work and better work rather.
Yeah, me too. Like everybody, man. Like this movie looked cool, but it reminded me a lot of, I think it was last year's Stuber. If you remember that movie with Kumail Nanjiani and
Yeah,
Dave Bautista. Stu drives an Uber, and Kumail Nanjiani picks up Dave Bautista's like mercenary character, and they have this goofy romp. It's like surprisingly fun time at the movies, and a lot like how '90s movies used to be, right? Just cranking out like a low budget something, but unfortunately underperforms like in the current climate, in the current movie theater market. People just don't turn out for this kind of stuff, and it's a bummer because like there was a time this is what movies were all about. Not so much anymore, but glad to see them putting one out. I gotta know, would you recommend Love Hurts?
I would say save it for streaming. Again, the action is where it's at. The action stuff is really good. It's almost one of those things like just wait for the action compilation on YouTube in a couple of weeks because it's not doing well at the box office, so it's going to be on VOD soon. The performances are fine. It's just it's a bad plot. It's not well written. Characters are very thin. It's really cliche, but the action stuff is great.
Well, I appreciate you watching. For those of us at home, and for me, and for everybody else who listens to Off Script, we all appreciate you taking the plunge. And man, that's Off Script episode 282. Good Lord. What are we watching next week, Andy?
So we're going to be taking a look at Flow, which is on HBO Max, which is an animated film. I don't know the plot of it, but it is Oscar nominated for Best Animated Feature. And then we're going to be taking a look at what's out in theaters. Usually we know, but we want to try and see if we can catch one of the Oscar films, either Nickel Boys or I'm Still Here or something else that we haven't quite seen yet. But we have to wait till Wednesday and Thursday to see what's going to be out over the weekend. So we'll something Oscar nominated in theaters and Flow on HBO Max. And I also wanted to point out the day another FYI release, the Daisy Ridley thriller Cleaner, where she plays a window washer who somehow gets involved as in negotiating in some sort of murder plot, assassin plot. I don't know. It doesn't look very good, but that's also out this week. And coming up in the next couple of weeks, we have the 2025 Oscars, which are Sunday, March 2nd. Next week, we'll be doing our predictions, our Oscar predictions, and then of course Mickey 17 on March 7th.
Very excited for Mickey 17 and excited to watch Flow next week. I know Bill Hader said that was his favorite film of last year. So if you're a Bill Hader fan, we're covering Flow next week. Gotta come back for it. If you enjoyed the show today, if you like what we're doing here on Off Script, best way to support your boys is just subscribe. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or anywhere you can subscribe or follow. Just throw one at us. It helps engagement like you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't even know how big of a deal it is. Like and subscribe if you can. Leave a comment maybe. Ring a notification bell. I'm sure there's a way to do that around where I'm talking right now. If you're one of our audio listeners on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, iHeartMedia, we love you guys. We started on audio. Please leave a rating and review if you can. It helps us more than you know, like in the marketplace. It's a big deal. If you're on YouTube, give us a follow. Big things going on over there. And check out our shorts. We're making a lot more shorts lately, by the way. There's some things brewing over here at Off Script, and we want you in on the fun. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the usual social media places. You can follow us over there. Our website, Off Script Film Review, hosts reviews, additional press content, other stuff we got going on. You can email us directly, direct correspondence from you to us at mail@offscriptfilmreview.com. That's episode 282 of the show. From all of us at Off Script, the home of Bold Cinema, I'm Zach Lewis.
And I'm Dr. Draper.
Thanks for watching.